Hey guys, Real 111T here. Coming to you from up at my mother-in-law's property. Just giving you a little look around here. This is a video about a new stove that I discovered. Okay. It's called a Liberty brand and the model is Rocket. Well, Rocket is a trademark, I guess. It's model 0. Okay. It's similar to the Optimus 00, so it's sort of a mid-size kerosene pressure stove. I'll come in here and let you see this here. Basically, if you wanted a stove like this, up until recently, you could get one from St. Paul Mercantile. They had the Butterfly range. Sadly, they had a fire on New Year's Day, 2014, and it basically shut their business down. Their business is currently for sale. But basically, it's a lot harder to find a kerosene pressure stove. At least a cheap kerosene pressure stove. There's always the backpacking models, you know, and they can run up to $150. The price point on this one was pretty good. The stove, as we're about to see it here, I'm going to take it out and assemble it. But the stove was $65, including shipping. Okay, and that's the regular price through an eBay seller, which I'm going to put a link in the comments, okay, or in the information. Basically, I was contacted by a gentleman on Facebook as a result of some comments I'd made on the Facebook page of Palam Stove Industries, Mumbai, India. Okay, and he was just curious, you know. Basically, he wanted to sell me something, and we got to talking, and he gave me an eBay link to his importer. I asked him if he had a U.S. importer, you know, because you'd be leery of transferring money, you know, overseas. Especially on the word of a Facebook contact. I mean, the guy seems like a nice guy, all on the up and up. But he does, in fact, have a U.S. importer, and he gave me a link to the eBay store. And I recognize this eBay store, which you're going to see in that contact link. What it is actually A&H Enterprises, A&H Pack Stoves in Orange, California. And I've been dealing with them for a long time. They're basically, if you don't know what A&H Enterprises is, before Optimus made the merger with the old merger they had with Brunton, if you wanted an Optimus stove, or you wanted an Optimus stove repair or parts, you're going through A&H basically. So when I discovered that, I was really pleasantly surprised, and they had some great things to say about this company. So that kind of broke the ice, so to speak. So I sent for one, and I got one in ridiculously short amount of time. I think I placed the order on a Tuesday, and it was on my doorstep by Thursday, which is like above and beyond. I don't really expect that from anybody, but that was kind of nice. So I've taken this out. I've assembled it a couple times, and I've lit it a couple times, and I'm gonna assemble it here, but I'm not gonna do it on camera. It's basic. It's a little fiddly process, and I don't want to waste your time. But there's plenty of videos on YouTube that show how to assemble this, and we'll take a look at the fit and finish. It's actually pretty decent for $65. So hang on a second, guys. All right, before I assemble it, I just wanted to show you this. This is the packed state of the stove. Basically, this is what arrived with it. The only exception, something I don't have here, is there's a package of little prickers to clean the jet on the burner. There should have been a wrench included with this, and I've already spoken with the eBay seller, and they're going to send me out another one. But really, all you need is a little crescent wrench. It comes with one that's specifically sized to basically this nut right here, and it's flat so that you can twist it into this. This is a travel cap. This comes off and it goes kind of in there for storage so you don't lose it, and then this will go on there. So hang on a second, guys. I'll get it assembled. So here it is, basically in operation. You know, it's a traditional old style roarer burner. Kerosene only. You can adjust the flame by the air screw here. I can turn it down. You hear the pitch of that flame change. Now there is a ring, a flame ring, that is designed to basically set on top. You know, as you see in the photo there. Personally, I don't generally use those. So let's get this shut down, and we'll talk a little bit about fit and finish, and some other details. Okay. So yeah, so the way that works to release pressure with the air screw is really the main reason why you have to be sure that only kerosene is going into this thing. Okay, because with a gasoline type fuel, Coleman fuel or gasoline, you don't do that. You know, if you look at the Coleman stoves, I mentioned in the one video that they've actually moved the filler cap so that it's very inconvenient to unscrew while the tank is attached to the stove body, because when you vent that, some vapor will come out, and with Coleman fuel or gasoline, that vapor is very, very flammable. It'll flash back into the fuel font, and then you have a problem. Kerosene's a lot tamer. Basically, if you get this thing half primed or something like that, and you get some crazy yellow flame streaking off it, just undo the air screw, and it just settles right down. It'll shut right down. Okay. The fit and finish of the thing is fairly good. The brass is very solid. The threads are good. The soldering, and they actually noted this at A&H, that the soldering where the legs go on is kind of amateurish. I don't know. It's ugly, basically, is what it is. It's 100% functional. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's not really a showpiece. I've noticed that maybe this paint that they have on the legs is starting to bubble off as well. Once again, does not really matter at all to the function of the stove. They're very stout pot supports, and I don't doubt that this could handle a fairly decent sized pot. So let's talk a little bit about why you might want to have something like this. Well, as I said before, you have a lot of backpacking options out there that are more expensive from more well-known, let's say, makers. Primus, Optimus. You know, the main one that I would think of currently would be the Optimus Hiker Plus. And there's a specific reason why I picked that model, because that really is sort of an ideal model, because it doesn't have any flexible tubing on it. Okay? All of the modular stoves on the market currently have flexible tubing. For a while, the MSR XGK had a solid brass tube, but they've gotten away from that in the XGK EX. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that for short-term use, but that is the weak point of the whole system. That basically, if you have a fire or it dry rots in storage or something like that, basically that puts the entire thing out of commission. Okay, and a stove like this or a stove like the Hiker Plus doesn't have that issue. Okay, it will operate. It'll sit well in storage. I would recommend keeping it unfilled in storage, but then, you know, if you look at the Hiker Plus, you could be looking at $200. You know, at least $150, possibly $200 for that stove. This stove is $65 shipped. Okay, this is cheap enough that you could buy a couple of these and put them into your stores. You know, if you have a cabin, you could buy one of these and put it on the shelf in the back. You know, and you know, kerosene, for all the reasons that that we've spoken of before, if you're going to be storing kerosene as a heating fuel, as a lighting fuel, it makes sense to have it as a cooking fuel. It's cheaper than Coleman fuel. If you were running one of those Coleman suitcases, this would be cheaper. And basically, it's a very simple system. Basically, the only things, oh, I didn't mention one thing it came with. It came with an extra seal for the filler cap and an extra pump leather. Those are basically the things that you need to put away, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can find them on eBay. The size of this is basically the same size as a pump leather for the hiker, the Optimus, the hiker stove. So you could use the rebuild kits from the actual Optimus ones. There's some eBay sellers. There's one named Safaudi out of Turkey who makes excellent pump leathers. And, you know, basically by having a couple of spares put away, you've got basically a system that's going to work. You know, the prickers, you want to have some of those. It comes with 3 or 4 of them, but it's a fairly standard pricker to basically go in and prick the little hole in the jet. It has to be one of the side-mounted ones because you have to kind of stick it in sideways and then prick down. Because this roller burner, this is all one. This is the old style. This is a one piece. This is not like what you see on an XGK where it's a flame plate and a jet shooting up at it. The fuel actually comes up through this, mixes in this top area, and then comes down into the jet. So basically, this is all the generator. This round piece with the cross on it, those are actually hollow. Fit and finish wise, one of the things that really impresses me is that the writing on that casting of that burner is very crisp. You know, even some of my older, you know, my one Optimus stove, it's not that as clear as that. So clearly the casting process is top notch for that. So yeah, I mean, it's too bad that we don't have St. Paul Mercantile there anymore. With the source of the butterfly stoves. The butterfly stoves were cheaper, but you know, for the quality that this stove is, I definitely think this is a great option if you're looking for something to put into your preps. So I just want to put that out there. Like I said, I'm going to put in the comments, not the comments, in the notes section underneath, I'm going to put the website. I don't remember it offhand, the eBay store, but they are going to be continuing to be selling these. They're going to be getting in the tins. These stoves, the Optimus and Primus versions of these, they always came with a tin to store them in. You could store it in basically whatever you want, but I'm going to be getting one of those when they go on the store. I guess they're held up in customs right now from what I'm told, but I'm sure that you know, customs won't hold on to a bunch of decorated stove tins for very long, hopefully. Yeah, keep an eye on the channel. If you have older Optimus or Primus stoves that need parts, that's a good seller to get them from. You know, this is not some fly-by-night operation. This is, I mean, A&H Pack Stoves, you know, you might not have heard of it, but it's pretty much like the place to go for that kind of stuff for decades. I think the first order I had with them was in the mid-90s. You know, I was looking for a part for my original 111 that I had, and you know, they came through, and they've, you know, it's been on again, off again thing, but I had no idea that they had an eBay store until I started looking into this, and hey, you know, it almost seems like it makes more sense. You know, it's sort of a niche market, and everybody goes on eBay. You know, so and they type in stuff that they're looking for. So as long as it's named properly, they're gonna get, you know, they're gonna get in front of that customer. So, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, and it's not really auctions. They do have some auctions. It's buy it now stuff, and it's reasonably priced. $65 is a reasonable price for this, brand new from the manufacturer. So, yep. That's basically another option. Just wanted to make you guys aware of it. And if you like this, you know, click subscribe, share this so other people can see it. By the way, I don't work for them at all. I should put that out there. I'm not getting any free stuff. I bought this. But yeah, I was really excited though when I heard that something like this was still available. So thanks for watching. Here's just an in-use kind of shot, guys. I just got done with percolating some coffee on the GSI perk, and now I'm cooking some gourmet hot dogs. All on the Liberty Rocket stove. So it's a nice day out in the country. Thanks for watching, guys.